back again today with another video. Guys, I've been gone for so long, but guess what? I'm back and I'm not pregnant no more. Be parents. Hey. Yes, if you guys do not know, I had the baby. Baby Autumn is officially here. If you guys are not up to date, I had the baby on October 6th, you guys, and I'm gonna show you her at the end of this video, so definitely stay tuned. But today's video is going to be a story time on my labor and delivery. You guys know that I was terrified, so the fact that I did it and I'm alive to tell the goddamn story, your bitch feels accomplished. Yes, I do. I feel like Superwoman in this bitch. I did that. Yes, you did, girl. Yes, we did.
She pushed the baby out.
Yes. So let's start from the beginning, and if you guys want to hear how I gave birth to baby Autumn, then keep on watching. Alright, let me just give you guys a little bit of background, because during my pregnancy, things got a little bit twisted up during the end. So before we jump into the labor and delivery, I just want to talk about like my last doctor's appointment prior to my labor and delivery. As you guys know, my due date was originally October 22nd. So one day I was just going for a regular checkup. This day I was actually going to have my last sonogram. I thought I was 36 weeks. I say thought because of what I'm about to tell you. So yeah, so we go into the doctor's office and they're doing all the measurements in the sonogram, and then the doctors come out and tell me that they think that they miscalculated my due date because the baby was weighing less than what she should have been at 36 weeks. At 36 weeks, your baby is like supposed to be like an average of 5 pounds, I guess. But the baby was only about 3 pounds and a couple of ounces. So she was very small for 36 weeks. So
they ended up changing the due date. Yeah,
so they ended up miscalculating and they changed my due date to November 1st. So I thought, okay, I have some time, whatever. My baby shower was on October 1st. I hope you guys enjoyed that vlog. It was very crazy, very turned up. That's probably why I went into labor early. Who knows?
Spanish baby shower.
Yes. But I ended up giving birth on October 6th. So now if my original due date was November 1st, that means that my baby was almost about a month early. So she did come out premature, which is the sad part, but she was very healthy. So now we could get into the story about the day that I was in labor. So everything started at about 3 in the morning, okay?
She was going off, so...
Yes, and Kenny had to work that day.
I had to work the next morning, and which I obviously didn't go. She was like, normally the baby will always like move to like a certain part of her belly, and then it will like, I guess, press up against her ribs. So in the nighttime, the baby kept pushing up against her ribs, but that was like the normal. Every night,
I would go through that every single night. She would always just shift to one side.
Exactly. So that's what we thought that's what we thought was happening.
Yeah, we thought it was just a regular night. Autumn just acting up per usual. But no.
It was just, it kept going and going and going.
Yeah, the pain did not go away, you guys.
So she ended up going to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I thought that I had to take a crap.
Before you was using the bathroom.
Kenny came out and told me, and he was like, maybe you have to take a shit. Because I was farting. It was so weird. I was like farting, and then I was like, Kenny, my stomach hurts. And then he was like, maybe you have to take a shit. Which I did. This is TMI, but fuck it. I did have to take a shit. So I took a dump, and then I told him the pain is not going away.
So then I told her, I'm thinking it's just the baby moving around. So I told her to do that. Maybe it will move the position of the baby.
And
it won't be feeling uncomfortable.
Still had pain.
So when she went to the bathroom, it wasn't stopping the pain. So I was like, maybe you should take a bath, because there was a time.
But before I jumped in the shower, we started Googling stuff. Because, you know, we're first-time parents. I didn't know what the fuck contractions feel like. So we started Googling things on what's real or fake contractions, and these were just early contractions, and then it told us to start timing them, and I noticed that the pain would be on and off, and at first they were about 5-6 minutes apart. So I was just in so much pain, so I decided to go in the shower like Kenny said, while he kept on Googling stuff.
She got inside the tub, and then she felt water coming out, and then we started panicking.
Yeah, so then I was like, oh my god, what if my water just broke? And I don't even know, because now I'm in this damn bathtub. So I'm like, get me the fuck out the bathtub right now. But I was just in so much pain.
So that's when I called her sister.
So Kenny was like, okay, I'm gonna go get your mom. You said my mom first. So this day we go, well, he ran went to my mom's room to go get my mom.
And
it was like
happens to be the day that she brought her dad to the airport.
Yeah, so it's like 5 in the morning and my mom's randomly driving my dad to the damn airport. So she's not even home. She's not there to even tell me what's going on with me because I don't even know if I'm having contractions. So my sister lives right upstairs. So Kenny was like, I'm just gonna call your sister. So since it was so early and it was October 6th, I didn't think that it was the time. So I'm like, no, don't call. I'm not ready. This is not labor, Kenny. No, it's going to be fine. He's like, babe, I'm calling your sister. I don't care. I'm going to call your sister. So I'm just like, now I start freaking the fuck out. Because I already know once I tell my sister I'm have pain, she's going to be like, we're going to the hospital. And I was just like, everything is happening so fast.
Leslie got mad scared.
And yo, right in the bathroom, I just started breaking down. Yeah.
I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. And I'm like, babe, you could do it. You was born to do this. You got
Mind you, I'm not even at the hospital yet. I'm just still in my bathroom.
I wasn't expecting it this soon.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not contractions, I'm telling you. So then my sister is like, so tell me, what do you feel? Like, is it like in your back? I was like, it literally feels like a pain right on top of my vagina. Like,
yup, you going into labor.
So she was like, yeah, you're gonna have to just get dressed. Mind you, since it was October 6th, once again,
that was 6 days after.
We didn't have no baby bag packed. We didn't have my hospital bag packed.
I packed mad of my boxers.
Yeah, he didn't even pack me underwear, socks. He packed boxers so I could wear them. Like, what?
You want to be comfortable?
I literally went into the hospital in Kenny's sweatpants, his slippers, socks, and his sweatshirt. I didn't even have shoes or any type of like any of my clothes. I didn't even have a fucking
I just
bra.
figured you would be comfortable since you always wear my stuff.
I didn't even have a toothbrush. So,
comfortable.
word of advice, you guys, if you are pregnant,
pack a baby bag.
Please, I don't even care if it's 2 months.
Yeah.
Yes, just do it early because it's better to be prepared than not prepared.
You never know.
Because when you're in pain and you're trying to find shit, that's the worst. Because he's over here asking me questions like, babe, what should I pack? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Don't fucking ask me anything. So yeah, so then my sister comes down in like 2.5 seconds and she's like, you ready? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in pain. And she's like, all right, where do you want to give birth? Because I live in Jersey, but all my family and everything is all in the city. So she was like, do you want to, be in Jersey? And I don't even have medical insurance in Jersey. All of my insurance and all of my prenatal care is in the city. So I was like, no, I want to give birth in the city in Harlem. Like, I need to. So she was like, it's going to be a little ride because it's 6 in the morning, it's a weekday, and there's going to be traffic. So I'm like, I don't care, I can do it.
We definitely got caught in traffic. And
we got caught in traffic, our goddamn luck. And this point, my contractions were coming every 4 minutes. Kenny was in the back seat.
Timing it.
And I was in the passenger side while my sister's driving. So we calling my mom, and my mom is like, it's too early, she's not having contractions. And then my sister is like, Ma, they're every 4 minutes. Yes, this is it. Like, Leslie's about to give birth right here in my car. Not really. Mom is like, I'm gonna meet you at the hospital, hurry up. And to top it off, we're in traffic and I kept feeling like that pressure, like I had to pee. And my sister just kept saying, don't push, because that's the baby, you don't want to push. So I'm like, oh my God. I was just really, really going through it, you guys. And oh my God, Autumn's crying.
She's crying right now.
At this point, I was just like, oh my God, we just need to hurry up. So as soon as I get to the hospital, my mom already had a wheelchair for me to just go right upstairs. And the doctors, they rushed me upstairs to labor and delivery, which was like on the 4th floor or something. So I go upstairs and then the doctors are asking me like, we're gonna check you, things like that. So they put me on the checking table, and when they first did the check, I was 3 centimeters dilated. So they were like, okay, so since it's very early,
3.5 centimeters.
Telling me, since it's very early, we don't want to say that today is going to be the day the baby's going to be here. I mean, if she comes on her own, she comes on her own, but if we could prevent it, then we could prevent it. So we was like, okay.
Alright, keep in mind, we got up at 3 in the morning. By the time we got to the hospital, I would say like 6 o'clock, they started checking her. At that point, I'm a breakfast person. I have to eat like breakfast in the morning all the time. So I didn't eat nothing. So when stuff like this is happening, or like let's say something like crazy happens and I haven't ate nothing, I start feeling like I'm gonna pass out. Like, so that's how I was feeling, like I'm gonna pass out. So when Kenny found out, I don't want her to be giving birth.
Yeah, so Kenny was like, she's 3 centimeters, I think I'm gonna pass out.
I'm like, I started feeling already like I was gonna pass out, and I'm like, yo, I need to just go get me some food. So I went, I got myself a chopped bacon, egg, and cheese, and then when I came back, they started moving her to the other room or whatever. I got her a drink. She couldn't eat nothing.
Come on, Autumn.
Oh my God, yo. So mind you, while we was in traffic on our way to the hospital, I was like hitting up my friends like, you guys, I think today might be the day. I'm in a bunch of pain. And my friend Jancis is like, no bitch, I'm not ready for you to have this baby. What do you mean you're having pain? Are you serious? Is this a prank? And I'm like, bitch, it's 6 in the morning. Why the fuck would I be pranking you right now? Who plays around like this? Bitch, I'm in pain. I'm gonna give you my sister and Kenny's number because I'm not gonna be answering my phone right now. So then she's like, all right, yo, in 2.5 seconds, all of a sudden, Jancis pulls up. So then all the doctors are like, listen, we're gonna have to switch her room, so we're gonna need everybody to just be in the waiting room. So we're like, okay, fine. So I waited like about 30 minutes, and then they finally gave me my room. And at this point, it's like about 5 centimeters dilated. So I was in a lot of pain, you guys, and the contractions were coming like about 2 to 3 minutes apart now.
No, but before you was 5 centimeters, you was 3. Let me just say from my point of view, like when we got into the room, she didn't want the epidural.
Yeah, my doctor asked me, they were asking me, do you want the epidural? Because I was in a lot of pain. And me trying to be a trooper, let me tell you why I didn't want the epidural at first. Because I thought I was going to be...
3.5
yeah, I thought that I was going to be in labor for a long time. Clearly, because this shit takes like a long-ass process. So I didn't want to take the epidural too early. And then when it's come time to start pushing, then it's like worn off, kind of. So I was like, let me just wait until I really can't no more and then get the epidural.
No,
and let me tell you why.
Just take the epidural.
Yes, let me tell you why that was another mistake. If you want the epidural, you guys, get it when you feel like you need it. Do not try to wait, because I'm gonna tell you why in a little bit. But go ahead.
So, well, anyways, I end up, since, mind you, again, I didn't get no sleep. We were up since 3 in the morning. So now it's like 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or whatever. So I end up, her mom, every time she'll get contractions, we'll go and we'll start rubbing her back.
Yeah, my mom will start massaging me. That was helping so much, because it kind of like takes your pain off of the contraction when they like press really hard. It was bomb.
Then I would like, when she wouldn't get the contraction, I would go like lay down, and then when she'd get the contraction, then I'll get up and then I'll rub her or whatever, or her mom will rub her. So then her mom was like, I'll take it from here. She's like, get some rest because you haven't got no rest. You're gonna need some rest. So I end up going to sleep, and she's 3.5 centimeters. I end up going to sleep 3.5 centimeters, and I end up waking up. Her sister ended up waking me up, talking about she's 5 centimeters. It just happened like this. Like I just close my eyes, I wake up, she's halfway there. Yeah, she's 5 centimeters.
So then that's when they start telling me, okay, you know, that you're starting to dilate really quickly.
It started getting more intense too.
The baby is definitely gonna come today. I'm like, oh my God. At that point, I'm in pain and my mind is blown, you guys.
And like, the pain was getting more and more intense.
Yes. So I go and I ask the doctor, and I'm like, I'm in a lot of pain. I don't think I could do it anymore. So he's like, do you want the epidural? I'm like, is there another option? So they ended up putting like a medicine. Oh my God, I cannot think of the name. But they ended up putting a medicine inside of my IV.
And they burned her.
And literally when you feel it entering your body, it feels like it burns. So at first, like, it gets you so drowsy, but it does not take the pain away. At least for me, it didn't. Everybody is different. Everybody has different bodies.
Everybody that said that they took that shit, they said it does not work.
But it just made me so drowsy. And mind you, like Kenny said, we were up at 3 in the morning, so I was already tired and exhausted. So the fact that I'm now tired and I'm drowsy, which made me want to go to sleep even more, and the fact that my contractions are now getting stronger and stronger, I was getting so frustrated. So that lasted for like about an hour. So then I'm like, okay, I can't anymore. Then at this point, my contractions, like, you know how when you have a contraction, it's like it'll stop and then come back. At this point, the contraction will come but not go away. So I was like literally like crying. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna enter some clips, okay?
She's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put some clips in the video so that way you guys can see. Now, do not judge me. I looked like shit, alright? And I was in so much pain, so fuck everybody. At this point, I looked like shit, okay? Get off me! So I'm literally crying, like praying to the gods, like please, I can't take this no more. So my mom is like, I think you should just get the epidural, and then I like just get it. So I'm like, all right, just tell him, just give me it. So I'm like, can I get the epidural? So we're like, okay, we're gonna have to get a, because they have like a special doctor who gives you the epidural.
And then they came in, and then
so we're like waiting for him. Mind you, he's carrying.
Taking mad long to come.
Yes, like, and I'm like, fuck, I should have got this shit when they told me to, because like now this bitch ass nigga is fucking carrying. And I'm in so much pain. So then finally they come, and at this point my contractions were not stopping. So this is the difference between contractions and your labor pains. When you're in your labor pains, you'll know because the contractions don't stop. Like it feels like a contraction that's just never ending. So at that point, when you're in so much pain, you can't even stay still. So the doctors are giving me the whole rundown that, you know, there's some risk if I move, so try to be very still. So then they kicked everybody out of my room.
We were all waiting in the hallway.
Yes, they were all waiting in the hallway. You can literally hear me screaming from the outside of the room, like, I can't stop moving. Like, it was so hard to not move while you're getting the epidural when you're in labor pain. And literally, I got my epidural, like, when it was already almost time to push. Like, I got my epidural, and that finally made me like somewhat at ease. So the doctor told me that there's like this little button that whenever you feel like you need more of the epidural, just click the button. And my stupid ass, every time I would feel a little tiny bit of pain, I just kept pressing it and pressing it and pressing it.
But it's okay though, because as many times as she wanted to press it, she would never overdose on it. It's like controlled, like they won't.
Yeah, the button is like controlled. So that was my mistake too. Okay, so I finally got a little nap in. I got like a 45-minute nap. So this was like around 2 o'clock now. No, I'm lying. This was like about 1 o'clock now.
Like 12:30.
And the doctor comes back in and was like, oh, so you know how they have the machines or whatever that like tracks the baby's heartbeat? The heartbeat kept like lowering. So they're like, okay, maybe it's because you're sleeping, because I sleep on my side. So they were like, maybe you need to turn on your back because the baby's heartbeat is dropping a little bit. So then I'm like, all right, so I'm shifting from side to side, and I'm on my back, and then the machine is just going off. So I'm starting to get a little worried, and I'm like, what's going on? So then the lady is like, okay, let me just check you one more time. So then again.
But wait, at this point, I got hungry again when I woke up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, I was just hungry again. So I ended up going down and going to the.
While I was napping, actually.
Yeah, while she was napping, I had woke up, and then I decided to go get something to eat real quick.
Yeah, he even asked the nurse. He was like,
I was like, is it good
if I go like
real
get
quick? Do you think she's not gonna be giving birth? And they were like, no, you'll be alright. So I was like,
yeah, she's gonna, trust me, we'll be here a while.
So then I ended up going to the store. I'm ordering my sandwich. And at this point, I don't know what was happening.
Yeah, then the doctor's like, okay, you know, let me just check you one more time. So then the nurse checks me or whatever, and then she's like, oh my God, I think you're fully dilated. So then another nurse checks me, and she's like, let me check. And then she's like, oh my God, she's 10 centimeters open, like, you need to start pushing. So then I'm like, oh shit, somebody call Kenny.
And I'm at the store.
So then my sister calls Kenny like, fuck the sandwich, she's about to push, bring your black ass up here right now.
So I'm like, boom, and then once I got to the store, I seen my brother Tyler, coincidentally, and I was like, yo, Leslie's she's in labor right now, she about to, and then as soon as I'm talking to him, I get the phone call, she's pushing. I'm like, oh, she's pushing, I gotta go, bro. So I was like, yo, forget about the sandwich. I started running, and I got flip-flops on, so I'm running. I end up going in the hospital, and I'm running down the hallway, and all you hear down the hall is clank, 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 clank. And then there was like a little Mexican kid, and she was walking with the mom, and I ended up jumping over the Mexican kid, ran. I get there, she's like pushing. As soon as I walk inside the room, she's pushing. She was like already pushing. So then I came right next to her, and we just started coaching her from that point.
Yeah, and then it blew mine too, because I'm not gonna lie. like, you know how they always have like those interns? I'm like in so much pain, and then this is the time that they take advantage of me, asking if this person could come in during the delivery, this person could come in during delivery, and I'm just like, whatever, like, can we just do this?
No, what was happening was every time one of those little practice doctors or whatever the hell they were, they kept coming inside the room, and since she was in so much pain, they would just be like, oh, would it be fine if she comes? And the next person, would it be fine if she comes? She's like, it's okay, it's alright. She didn't even care. She was just like this because she was in so much pain. She was just like,
exactly,
all drugged up, like, and she just let them. Before you know it, we had a whole football team inside the hospital. Like,
so now this is when shit starts to get a little real. Okay, so at this point or whatever, the baby's heartbeat really kept dropping. So they were telling me to push, but every time I would try to push, it kept making the baby's heartbeat drop even more.
No, because what was happening was she was pushing, and no matter how hard she was pushing, and she was really pushing as hard as she can, because I was telling her, babe, push, and she was like, really trying, like, and what was happening was she was pushing so hard, her lips was turning purple. That's how hard she was pushing. And the baby was not coming out. Like, the baby was not.
So then they were telling me, like, you know, every time you push, it kind of like stops the baby's heartbeat a little bit. So they were basically like telling me to pause, but I felt like I needed to push. So it was just like, you can't push, but I need to push. Like, it was just killing me. So then they ended up getting this other doctor.
Oh, they called another doctor because the doctor that was inside the room, he couldn't get the baby out.
Then they ended up telling me that, you know, every time I push, it was actually like intervening with the baby's heartbeat. So they ended up telling me that they were gonna like have to like go in and get her out, which that's like a procedure that they do, which is called using forceps. Forceps is kind of like these two metal spoons. I'll like insert a picture.
Like the salad. They look like the salad.
Yeah, like salad tongs, but they're fucking huge. So I'm gonna insert a picture so that way you guys can get like a better visual of what I'm talking about. And they kind of like put it in there, and like it attaches to the baby's head, and then as you're pushing, they like help you pull it out. So I was like, okay, but I was so scared, you guys, because first of all, I'm scared of even pushing. Now you're telling me now you're gonna have to freaking put some metal shit to me and take me out. But at this point, I couldn't even feel my legs because I kept pressing the epidural button so many times. So from the waist down, I was so numb, and my legs were so swollen, and I was just like, damn, I can't feel nothing. So they're like, you're so numb, trust me, you're not gonna feel it. So I'm like, okay, great.
Right, so to me, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I ended up looking at Leslie, I'm telling her to push, I'm coaching her, I'm doing everything that I possibly can so that way we could get through this, so she could end up bringing my baby into this world. So when I end up looking, like, back, literally, there was like 15 people in the room. 15
yeah, there were so many doctors.
So in my head, I'm like, all these doctors, and y'all can't get the baby out. Like, what the hell? Like, y'all, like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
so
then we started to get scared.
He ended up calling another doctor. He was like a superhero. He came in, I ain't gonna lie, he was fake brolic. He was a black guy. He came in, and as soon as he came, he was like, let me see. He went, he checked, and he was like, I think I could take her out.
Yeah.
He went, started suiting up, put on the whole gear or whatever the case, washed his hands, and he went, they brought in all the metal equipment, like the forceps, and they had like a bunch of other shit that there, scissors and all types of equipment, doctor equipment, and then that's when it happened. He went, he put the forceps in, he put one, then he put another one in, and then he clipped them together, and then he went, he took like a he went and he took a towel and he wrapped it around the forceps, and I'm guessing he did that for grip. And then he started to he went and he pulled, but he was really like pulling hard. He just pulled, and I'm like, then he went, he told Leslie, let me know when you have a contraction. And as soon as she went and she was like, I'm having one right now, he was like, push, and then he started pulling out with the forceps, and then he pulled little by little. Before you know it, she started coming out like a little bit like that, and he said, okay, one more big push, and then Leslie, she pushed mad hard like that, and then her head popped out, and then when her head popped out like this, it started like kind of turning a little bit purple, and then he took off the forceps, then he like turned her neck like this, and it looked like if he was trying to crack her neck, like he was going like this to her.
Ow.
Like, I'm sorry, going like that to her. He turned her head like that, and then I guess he was turning it and pulling it at the same time, and then once one of the shoulders popped out, it just like slid out. He took her out.
Yes.
She's 4'11". 4 pounds 11 ounces.
The whale.
It's a girl?
Yeah, it's a girl. 30. How much? 30.
Her name is Autumn?
Oh,
Yes. 28.5. 28.5. I would not, for if you're gonna use that, I would use like a light scissor from it for what they're reinforced.
It's
Not
little bit.
So no new report. No, it's not. It's because y'all know.
Oh my gosh.
So on the physical, just a
I know.
2150.
That's pretty close.
Pretty close.
That is, what do we do, units?
Oh, last time is clear.
Yes, yeah, sounds
4 pounds, 12 ounces. Wow. Look at her. You see her little face? The forceps? Those will go away, Daddy, don't worry. They go away really fast.
Oh my god, yummy
She's like,
baby.
oh, you were squeezing my face. You're a little troublemaker, Autumn.
She is.
She like Daddy or like Mommy?
She's gonna probably be like me. She has a lot of energy.
She does. Look at her.
Thank you.
She might need a little extra help breastfeeding because she's a little bit early, okay? So tell me if you need any help, okay?
Okay.
I can help you get her on.
Like I got so like overwhelmed and happy that I just went to Leslie and I like hugged her, and when I turned around they cut the thing. They didn't let me cut it.
Yes, so since the
That blew
baby's
my-
heartbeat did drop,
That blew mine.
like they just kind of like just rushed her out.
She wasn't crying at this point. They
Yeah,
brought her
and
all
we
the way
didn't
to the
even-
table.
We didn't even like hear her cry, and like I don't want to
I
get
was a little
emotional
nervous,
about
yeah.
it, but yeah, like I got so scared because like you know when you give birth to your baby for the first time, that first thing that you're listening for is like the baby's cry. I was watching so many labor and delivery stories, and I was like expecting for them to like give me my baby as soon as she came out so I could put her on my chest, but that didn't happen, so it kind of made me really sad. And then since they did cut me open or whatever the case, I couldn't like go check on my baby because they had to like stitch me up and stuff like that. And then my legs were super numb, so when we from the other room I finally heard the baby cry, and then Kenny disappeared because he went to go check on the baby. And like I kind of got so emotional because like I want to know how my baby's doing. And then finally, like, you know, when they, you know, cleaned her up and they told me like, you know, she's doing just fine, I literally had so much epidural from the waist down that I still could not feel anything, even after the fact that the baby's already out. So I couldn't even get up to walk into the next room and see her, because since she was premature and she was only 4 pounds, they did put her in like an incubator and they were going to take her to ICU. So we all had to go visit the baby in ICU. So
And like the incubator and stuff.
yeah, so everybody got to like go see the baby, and I felt so bad because it's my baby and I was like the last one to see her.
Yeah, but they let you hold the baby.
Like as soon as you know, can move your legs, you could go see the baby, just like as much as you want. So I'm like, okay. So then we walked to the ICU, and I was able to see my baby. And then in 2 days after being in the hospital, I got discharged, and I was hoping that the baby was gonna come home with me, and she didn't get to come home with me that day. She actually had to stay in the hospital for like an extra 2 days in ICU. And it was so weird because the first day, like, she was making really good progress, she was eating, things like that, like she was doing really good. And then we went to go see the baby, and then the next day I come to see my baby in ICU, and she's like under this blue UV light with a mask on, and that shit, yo, that shit broke my heart. Like seeing my baby like that, like I was like, what the fuck? So we go, and then they talking about that the baby has something called jaundice, which is like when they start to turn a little bit yellow. So they keep them under like this UV light to counteract the yellowness. So I was like, oh my God, like, is it gonna affect her? So it was something that is really common in prematures. So I was like, oh my God, but just seeing her like that, like, I didn't want nobody to come visit her or anything like that. So she kind of looks cute, but you know, being a mom, you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, so then after that, they were like, you know, if she's doing better tomorrow, then you guys will be able to take her home. And then the next day, they called me bright and early, and they're like, hi, is this Autumn's mommy? And I'm like, yes, this is. They're like, yes, your baby is ready to come home. You could come and get her. She's getting kicked out of ICU. So I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. And then that day we was able to take baby Autumn home, and that was like the happiest day for me. Like when I got that call, like I was like, oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. Like having, first of all, the day that I was getting discharged,
because when she was inside the house, she was crying every single night the baby wasn't home and like depressed.
Best feeling ever was when I was getting discharged and I couldn't take her home with me. Like I had to leave and leave her in the hospital behind. Like that is the worst feeling as a parent in the whole world. So that's like the worst feeling in the world. Like I was literally crying every night to Kenny, like I can't sleep, like just knowing that she's in the hospital and I'm not there with her. Like I was going through it, and then, you know, in 2 days she was able to come home with me, so that was like a big plus for me. So yeah, you guys, so that was my labor and delivery story. Literally, she was born at 1:57. So from 3 in the morning, starting my contractions, she finally popped out at 1:57, and yeah, so everything kind of happened pretty fast. So now I'm gonna show you guys baby Autumn for the first time here on YouTube. Today she actually made 1 month old. Say hi, Autumn. I'm trying to get her to open her eyes, but she just finished drinking a bottle, so she's like drugged. She's milk wasted right now. Autumn. Say hi, Autumn. Hi. Hi. There she goes. She's open. Say hi, Autumn. Autumn, Autumn, Autumn. My name is Autumn, and this is my YouTube channel. And I got a pretty big bow that mommy gave me. It's kind of heavy. It's weighing my head down. Oh, my hair. Oh, look at the pretty baby. But yeah, if you guys did like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I think she's hungry.
Quit trying to eat my fingers.
She's like fighting with you.
Okay, look it. The girl was trying to come in, and the doctor. Oh! You!